Coming up on Mountain News this morning, President-elect Donald Trump continues to battle controversy as he selects cabinet nominees. And folks are saying goodbye to a well-known musician who never outgrew his hometown.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning and thanks for joining us. We are almost at that 5 o'clock mark this Wednesday morning, and today is December 4th. Let's check in with meteorologist Megan Dusmall for a look at your forecast this morning. Now, Megan, if they're anything like me, they definitely need to remember to turn on their car this morning. Heat it up.
Yes, and you also need to remember a coat. Definitely need that today. And I even used my gloves as I was heading out this morning because today is just a cold day. Those temperatures are not playing around this morning. We are in the upper teens, some places in the low 20s. Now, while we are cold this morning, we will be warming up into what is the warmest day we've seen in a while, which feels weird saying that, as it's the mid 40s for most of the area. Some places a little bit warmer, some places a little bit cooler, of course, but this is the warmest day, so take advantage of it, as we are going to see those temperatures drop once again as we're heading into tomorrow. But as we're looking on that satellite and radar right now, all is clear. We do have some clouds that will be rolling into our area as we're getting closer to that 6 o'clock hour. And as we continue to go through the day, you'll also see faster wind speeds. So let's take a look at the next 12 hours where you can see those temperatures warming up again. There you go, the 40s as you're heading into the afternoon, and cloudy skies throughout. Madison.
All right, Megan, thank you. The Trump transition team may be looking to swap out another key cabinet nominee. CBS News correspondent Jared Hill reports from New York.
As Pete Hegseth courts Senate support for his defense secretary confirmation, this morning, 3 sources familiar with the transition tell CBS News that President-elect Donald Trump is considering a contingency to possibly replace the embattled Fox News host with Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. Hegseth's nomination under increasing scrutiny.
We're going to meet with every senator that wants to meet with us.
The 44-year-old Army veteran has faced allegations of past sexual and workplace misconduct that have recently come to light. CBS News has confirmed that in 2016, Hegseth was forced to step down as head of the nonprofit Concerned Veterans for America. Staffers filed complaints accusing him of financial mismanagement, sexual misconduct, and repeated intoxication.
He does need to address those because this was not something of which we were aware, nor was President Trump aware of them.
Hegseth's attorney has denied all allegations against his client. Sources tell CBS News several GOP senators would likely withdraw their support for Hegseth if a confirmation vote were held today.
Let him have his hearing and listen to him under oath. I mean, let's go through the process here and give him a shot.
Iowa Republican Senator Joni Ernst says she will meet with Hegseth this week for a frank and thorough conversation. Jared Hill, CBS News, New York.
Hegseth is also scheduled to meet with members of the House Republican Study Group. A source familiar with the plans tells CBS. It is Winter Safety Awareness Week, and officials in Eastern Kentucky are advising you to stay prepared. Officials say you should make sure you have an emergency kit with you in case you do get stranded while driving in the snow. They say you should also make sure your house is stocked with items in case it is too cold to head into the elements. H.B. Elkins with the Department of Highways says something happens with the first snowfall each year.
People have driven in the snow before. Of course, every time that you get the first snowfall of the year, people seem to get a little panicked over it, but snow is not anything that's unusual around here, so people should be able to recall what it's like to drive in the snow and just use your brain.
For folks driving in the snow for the first time, Elkins says to take it slow and give yourself some extra time to get to your destination. The Kentucky Transportation Cabinet is changing when drivers of cars with specialty plates pay their taxes and renewal fees. County clerks say they received an email last week stating the time to renew them was switching from December to a driver's birth month. County clerks say there has been confusion regarding the change. Madison County Clerk Kenny Barger says he was just notified of it about 1 week ago in an email from the state.
Motor Vehicle Licensing Transportation Cabinet is encouraging folks to align these plates with their birth month.
People with birthdays in January could face a financial hit, especially with the extra expenses many have with Christmas. Barger says most people are not aware of the change until they come in to renew. One organization in Berea took matters into its own hands on yesterday's Giving Tuesday. Instead of asking for donations, the Berea Food Bank is doing the giving. Volunteers filled bags full of holiday meals for 50 senior citizens in the area. The food bank also assisted the Berea Community Schools Emergency Food Pantry. Organizers say the idea behind the initiative is that by giving back to the community, they are inspiring others to do the same.
We hope that in the spirit of giving, people see this and they choose to do some giving from their heart this holiday season.
The food bank also assisted the Berea Community Schools Emergency Food Pantry. Whitaker Bank was one of the sponsors for yesterday's event, donating $1,000 to the food bank. People in eastern Kentucky and beyond are mourning the loss of multifaceted musician and former Exile band member Bernie Faulkner. I was able to speak to the WSGS radio manager and longtime friend of Faulkner about the man behind the music. Bernie Faulkner will be remembered in Hazard for many things, including his love for his hometown.
Some people, you know, they start out in their small hometown and they move away and then kind of put it behind them, and that never happened with Bernie Faulkner.
WSGS radio manager Farron Sparkman says Faulkner was a friend of the radio station since their meeting in 1966.
Every time he would do a new song, record a new song, write a new song, he would come over to the radio station and, you know, get us to play it and see what we thought about it.
He says Faulkner was a jack of all trades, from flying planes to being an advocate for the region.
He never was too busy to talk to people, so he just had a genuine love of people, and he wanted to talk about music a lot.
Faulkner is known for his time with the band Exile, but he was also a successful producer and songwriter.
But he also loved R&B, he loved country, he loved soul music, he loved bluegrass. You can't name a style of music that he has not been involved in.
Bernie Faulkner's career spanned from Richmond, Kentucky to Nashville, Tennessee, where he eventually founded 78 RPM Music.
Success to me is finding what you love and doing what you love and don't hold back.
Faulkner was 77 years old when he died Sunday in Franklin, Tennessee. Funeral arrangements have not yet been announced. Thanks for getting your day started with us here on Mountain News this morning. When we return, Lieutenant Governor Jacqueline Coleman opens up about how she became a mom through adoption.
And a cold front is heading for eastern Kentucky, dropping temperatures. How long will we drop? How low will we drop? I'll have that answer coming up.